We are still in our 20th week and we are still in Iowa, and today I will be spotlighting the disappearance of Naomi Wilson. In 1981, Naomi, 32, had a good job and just purchased a new home and a car before mysteriously vanishing on the way to a friend's home. Investigators would say that their investigation was hindered by the time it took to report her missing. But her friends and family believe investigators failed to properly investigate her case from the very beginning. Naomi, 32, of Cedar Rapids was described by her siblings and boyfriend in the Gazette newspaper as level-headed, really friendly, pleasant to talk to, but not necessarily outgoing, and occasionally had a temper, but was plain-spoken and didn't beat around the bush. She worked for a material handling factory, making a good salary that allowed her to buy new furniture, a car, and recently a house. On April 12, 1981, Naomi's boyfriend Billy headed to church like he and Naomi normally did. But on this day, Naomi decided not to attend church. He returned home after the services and he and Naomi hung out together till later that afternoon. Around 4 p.m. that day, both Billy and Naomi left the house about 4 minutes apart. Billy went to his mother's house to get some ice, and Naomi had plans to get gas in her car and go visit a woman that she worked with in the factory. Billy did say that him and Naomi did pass each other on the street around 5 p.m. that night, and that was the last time he would see her. When Naomi didn't return home that night, Billy got concerned and went out and searched for her until around 3 a.m. on Monday. He then called in their friends and family to help search for her. When it was Monday and the factory called Billy to let them know that Naomi never showed up for work, that's when he knew he needed to reach out to police. On Tuesday, as Naomi's friends and family continued to search the city by car, Billy and Naomi's brother would find Naomi's car at the Kmart parking lot around 2:55 p.m. 2 days later after she was last seen. Investigators were called in along with friends and family. They would search the surrounded wooded area of the Kmart on the 15th. Investigators did feel like they could have done more in the beginning to help search for Naomi had they been notified sooner. However, Naomi's family and boyfriend at the time felt like investigators weren't doing enough because when they did find Naomi's car in the Kmart parking lot, they said investigators didn't secure the scene or take fingerprints. They just looked inside the car and the trunk and then allowed her family to drive it home. Initially, in the very early stages of the investigation, her family was hopeful that she was okay and that if someone was holding her, she would break free and be able to get back to her family. Billy from the jump suspected that there was foul play and that something had to have happened to her. He said, quote, "I can never believe that she would just leave town." End quote. There's very little information online about her case, but I was able to find some great articles in the archives. When Naomi was last seen, she was 32. She was seen in her white 1978 Ford Fairmont with license plate DOY 622. She is described as a black woman with medium-length hair, and she was last seen wearing a two-piece black pantsuit. Naomi would